Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakak Badash, and double honors to the old apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same, teaching the same. All right. This, me doing the lamb backing, off of Elder Apostle Tahar's sit down. All right. It's in the title of his sit down is "You will no longer be nourished from the face of the serpent." Okay. Let me click on it. It says Jake cries about EBT card. All right. And I already saw the video. All right, I already watched this video, and you can go to and watch it for those of you who haven't watched it yet. All right. And I'm pretty much just going to repeat and maybe use other scriptures too. What Elder Pastor said. Okay, so that time of this serpent, this old serpent, this devil and Satan, the Edomites, the so-called white people, that time of them nourishing you Israelites is over. Okay. That time of them, and that word nourish, it goes into feed, support. All right, because it was prophesied, for us to what, go into captivity under our oppressors, under these Edomites, and they nourish you for a certain amount of time. The scriptures say you will go to the enemy for one of all things, and Lord willing, I remember to get that precept. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna get some precepts. So the title of this lesson might be 70 AD all over again. Okay, because but it's gonna be worse. This time is gonna be worse because this time is Jacob's trouble. In these last days, you got Jacob's trouble, also known as the Great Tribulation. Okay. So there's Matthew 24 and 15. It says, "When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains." All right. So Yahweh Shah prophesied, of 70 AD. All right. The Lord prophesied of 70 AD. Okay. And let me go to Revelations. And it says, "Then let them which be in Judea flee unto the mountains." All right. So now this goes to Revelation. All right, because they're saying the same thing. All right. This Revelation 12 and 13. All right. And when the dragon, all right, the ancient Roman Empire, and that ancient Roman Empire is back today. All right. As the NATO and the EU. All right. And that woman that sits on that red dragon, that's America, Babylon the Great. Okay. So it says, and when the dragon, the ancient Roman Empire, saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. All right. And that woman represents the Israelites, the 12 tribes. And that man child represents Yahweh Shah. All right. The Messiah. All right. And it says, "And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness." All right. And that great eagle just represents the Israelites fleeing. All right. Fleeing their Roman persecution. All right. During 70 AD. All right. That she might, talking about the Israelites, fly into the wilderness. All right. And that wilderness represents, different parts of Africa. All right. because the Israelites were fleed into different parts of Africa. All right, disperse. All right, and then later on, were due to the transatlantic slave trade. All right, you know, was dispersed further. All right, through the earth. All right, and brought over here to Babylon, the Great America, where our people was nourished. Okay, so it says that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, America, where she is nourished for a time, and the times and a half a time from the face of the serpent. Okay, so let's get a precept on that. All right, so that time of being nourished by this serpent is over. And how is you nourished? Well, first let's go to it. The precept. Bear with me. I want to see when I want to start. All right, I'm gonna start at 43. Check the time. So I'm gonna start at 43. Yeah, I'm gonna end it at 44. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And that's what happened. We was put into captivity, subject to the nations. All right, and the Lord told us we was put in captivity not for our destruction, but because we moved the Most High to wrath. All right, so the Israelites going into captivity. All right, this was the will of the Lord, and it was prophecy according to the Bible, which proves we're the biblical Israelites. All right, which I'm gonna get verse 68. All right, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. See, so we was nourished by our oppressors for a certain amount of time, meaning you know you went to your oppressor for one of all things. All right, and one of the ways this devil nourished us is by giving governmental assistance. All right, giving you EBT and all that there. All right, but guess what? That nourishment is going away. Okay. All right. I'm gonna be jumping around in this chapter. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 50. A nation. Let me start at 49. The Lord Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. All right. And that's exactly what the Edomites have done to the Israelites. All right. Verse 68. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, and thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay? And that happened to you so-called southern kingdom. All right? I mean, you so-called blacks, all right, but mainly the Southern Kingdom, because I was about to name all 12 tribes, all right. But the scriptures tell you Judah and Israel were oppressed together, because the Northern tribe came over here to America before it was called America, and they came over here first before the Southern Kingdom Israelites. All right, so now all 12 tribes is being oppressed together. Okay, so let's get Jeremiah. So yeah, those benefits is being cut. Those benefits, being able to get rich in this society, basically move up the ranks like Joseph in ancient Egypt. All right, because that our people, that be their goal. Our people be trying to be like Jay-Z, LeBron James, all these, so-called black men or black women that's millionaires or billionaires, you know. But it's a false sense of reality, you know. It's to deceive you and to make you continue to run on that hamster wheel. But Esau is never going to let, all right, you Israelites as a whole nation rise up. Never. Okay? Jeremiah 30, Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that he that's going to be saved is the elect. The elect, and Lord willing them of that number, is going to be saved from these times. All right, the elect Israelites. All right. And Lord willing, this was edifying too. So I was, I basically did fall asleep because I was letting this phone charge up for a little bit. So I had to wake up and force myself to do the sit down. So Salakia. Want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham Harakapadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, doing the same teaching. So.